As good as they both were, I'm going.
Hey there, St. James, and welcome to Together Apart, our morning show where we try to be together from at least 6 feet apart. And welcome to my new filming studio, my new filming abode. Yes, that's right. I'm up here on the rafters of the worship center, hanging out, looking down at all the cool stuff, seeing what all's up here. You know, this is a cool place where I get to hang out and hopefully turn this thing into a little mini studio. And my question for you this morning is have you ever wanted to be on a baking show? Because if you have, and you haven't ever gotten on one, all I'm saying is I can get you on one. I can get you on Quarantine Pantry. All you got to do is email me and let me know, ross@sjlife.com, and I want to see what you can create. And you know the next two people who took on this challenge? That's right, Georgianne and Mary Ellis Killough. They think that they can do better than what I did and what me and Ashley did when we created the beautiful Easter Bunny with characters. So let's just take a look. Let's see if they can do something better than that.
Hey y'all, it's Georgianne and Mary Ellis, and we're in the kitchen and we're accepting the quarantine challenge that was gifted to us by Hannah Thomas, but we're gonna put our own little spin on it. First of all, we're not doing a bunny cake. We're not that basic. Yeah, it's just kind of boring now. Yeah, I mean, come on. And second of all, we're gonna be making 2 sweet treats. 2, you heard it? Yeah, get on our level. Yeah, okay. So, first, we're going to be making lemon bars. And Mary's is going to be making those. And then I'm going to be making Oreo balls. And we're going to see who wins this baking challenge.
I mean, I think it's going to be me, but
it's definitely not going to be her. Try. Okay, so let's go.
We're greasing this puppy. Okay, I guess it's good. Is that? Yes. So I'm sorry, I'm not really good at this. Okay, I gotta put all the eggs and the water and stuff together. So first I'm gonna get my water, and it has to be to three, whatever that number is, because I was never really that good at math.
Oh, this is... I'm not good at measurements either, gosh.
Dang it, okay. Sister's like way better at cooking than me, but I'm gonna show her. I'm gonna show her how good I am at this. Yes, that is close enough, y'all. I'm also trying to be fast because my sister also has to make stuff too.
We're making ours at a different time so that we can both help each other.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
It's supposed to be like...
This is not anything.
Maybe we need to add more butter? I don't...
Times like these when I wish I was Gordon Ramsay. Oh gosh. How do you...
How do I get this out?
Maybe we should add a little bit more.
No, don't add more butter.
Do we just like push it out with a fork?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait. Stop making it everywhere.
Oh gosh. Oh, the consistency.
Maybe you should do it with your hands.
That's disgusting though. Okay, I'll wash them. Because we need to be clean.
And it says until crumbly dough forms.
But that isn't crumbly dough. This is just
you need to
moosh.
mix it all in though.
Yeah, okay, I'll use my hands. Can you get this out while I wash my hands?
Yeah.
Yeah! This feels cool though, I like this. Oh, it smells like, ew, it smells like buttered popcorn. I don't like, would like that.
The butter popcorn jelly beans are disgusting.
Oh yes. Okay, those. I remember the Bean Boozled thing, and then like it had those. And, like it's not even. It's like a lose-lose.
Bean Boozled, like.
Oh, one of my friends threw up after. Like, ugh. Oh, it's disgusting. Oh gosh. Ugh. I think it's good.
I think it's good.
Do I just like put it?
Yeah,
in
now you put it in like the bottom of it.
Wait, got a little bit of powder right there. It's like, yeah. Okay.
You don't. Can I just press it on the bottom of that?
I like this consistency. Do I like put on the sides too?
Yeah, I think a little bit on the sides. You like spread it out. Make sure that there aren't any.
Well, like we're trying to do this picture right here, and I don't know if we can get that picture.
Yeah.
This is. If we had like some powdered sugar, we could make this thing like really work.
Okay, so I found this thing on Pinterest, and it says easy 15-minute recipe, and I think that we can do it. Okay, so we have a lot of Oreos here. We're gonna be making Oreo truffles. Can you give me a gallon bag? Okay, so the first step is put Oreos in a food processor, but we don't have one of those. So they said the alternative is put it in a bag and crush it, and they said it's a great way to get out your anger. So yeah, we're gonna try doing that. Hopefully it does help you get out your anger during this quarantine. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to get a big spoon. Wait, I need to let some of the air out. I'm just gonna end up like letting this. Mush it until it's like sand, kinda. I think this is sandy enough, hopefully. Okay, and it says to put in a big mixing bowl and add a block of cream and cheese.
Wait, we have cream and cheese?
Cream and cheese, cream and cheese! Yummy. Ew. Okay, now it says to mix it with your hands. Ew.
Ew.
These better be good. Okay, so now the recipe says to make it into balls. Like, I don't know how big they're supposed to be because they said that you can make them any size.
Just don't make them too big because like they need to dip them. Like.
They smell good. Hopefully they'll taste good. I think that's too big. Okay. And it isn't Oreo balls, it's Oreo truffles apparently. So fancy.
I almost like those
The hot gustness is like hitting my head. Ow! Jane, I didn't think it cooked all. I don't think it cooked all the way. It said to pour it on hot crust. So it wants us to do. It says to pour it over, and it underlined it. So you know it's serious. Gosh, I can't hold this. It says poured over hot crust. So should we put it back in? Yes. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm still gonna beat you. No. Okay. Look how beautiful mine looks. It looks like an egg. You know it's beautiful when it looks like an egg. Okay, so then we have to put it in the thingy for 24 to 26 minutes.
You know, and I'm gonna put it in for 25 because I want to. Because I don't want the stuff to stick on it every time. Put them in here because I think I'm gonna put a lot of chocolate in here, and then it'll be easier to dip. So yeah, we got white chocolate because that's what the ingredient says is like best to do. They're like, you can use milk chocolate, but I think that white chocolate would be better. So yeah, now we're gonna heat this up. For 30 seconds. Oh, you've already got a timer. Set a timer on your phone. See, these look beautiful, but they're not even as beautiful as my beautiful lemon thing. Cause I don't remember the name.
She said she's gonna wing it, doesn't know the name. Meyer lemon bars.
It's a lemon bar. That's just pure. It's just pure, you know? It's like something that, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go eat a lemon bar. You sound fancy. You sound British, you know?
Yeah, but Oreo truffle?
Oreo truffle, it just sounds like
American. Oh, also, when I was looking at the thing, it was like, what type of cuisine is this? American cuisine. I was like,
now I wanna look up what kind mine is. Let's look it up.
okay, these aren't like
What type of cuisine is a lemon bar?
I do not think that Siri will tell you that.
Well, let's search the web. Okay.
Watch me French.
I
bet it's French.
It says for bridal stuff, so
But what cuisine?
I don't know. Is it an American cuisine? Okay, well this is not gonna tell me, but it's okay, and I already know it. It sounds either français or
Whoa! I almost dropped that. I almost dropped that.
Okay. Oh, that looks delicious. Okay. Okay, so we got all of our stuff in the fridge, and I just popped mine out of there and put it in the fridge. So it's gonna be like a little while, maybe about an hour or more, until we can actually, eat them. So, we are going to wait. So we'll come back. We're gonna have someone that's gonna be a judge and just to see whose is better, who's actually better.
Mine will win.
It's actually not hers, because it's me. I'm gonna win.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I know I'm gonna win, so. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna wait and then we'll bring you back. Peace. Wait, I'll try to do like a. Yummy! First, please try the lemon bar.
It
was delicious!
Okay.
Oh, that looks disgusting.
It looks delicious.
Ew.
It actually is good.
It is very good.
Now, please clean your palates.
Wait, I'm not done.
Oh, yeah. See?
Guys, come here.
Now try the chocolate.
Yeah, that's an Oreo ball.
Okay, now Oreo balls.
Hold on.
It's like,
It's gonna be kind of hard to eat with a fork.
You just pick
Guys,
it
come
up.
here.
yeah, you can pick it up and eat it.
Good.
Try.
She likes the Oreo bowl more. She's already had the Oreo bowl.
Grace's don't count because she's a minor. Okay, let Dad take a bite of it
Now.
first. This is really unorganized judging.
It's good, isn't it? It's good, isn't it, Paul? So, in conclusion, let's get the votes. Paul, which one do you vote?
Both good to me.
But you have to pick
You
one.
have to pick one.
I'll have to pick the chocolate.
Yeah! Woo! Okay,
Dad?
Dad, what do you pick?
Press and count.
It really depends on what mood you're in.
This is very hard.
Okay, well, what?
As good as they both were, I'm going lemon bar.
No! And Grace, which one do you pick?
Well, she has. Well, she can. She doesn't count.
Yay!
doesn't count.
And Mom, which one do you pick? You have to.
This one, this decides it. Here, Grace.
Phone.
Here, Grace.
No.
Grace, here.
Do it, Mom.
As my mom privately waits and eats her delectable lemon bar. I'm gonna win this. Yeah. Don't. Grace, Grace, you're not on my side. As Dad ate all of his Oreo ball and pretty much none of his lemon bar. Okay. And Papa's over there devouring my Oreo ball. Okay, but. So, Mom, choose. You gotta choose. You're the decider. Mom, stop. Just do it. Think about all that's happened today, you know?
Why do I have to be the last one to decide?
Come on, just choose.
Paul doesn't deserve that.
Come on. Just go.
The chocolate ball.
Woo! I'm the winner! Get, what? Okay, you! And you? I'm not a part of your family anymore, okay?
I'm still eating the lemon.
You guys sign off.
Whatever, okay. Bye!
Now, I'm a very competitive person, so all I gotta say is my Easter Bunny, you know, that one that had all the character, you know, the one that had it just looked real and authentic. You know, they didn't quite have the authenticity in there. And I don't care if theirs tastes better or not, but ours is memorable. Ours is something that will forever be ingrained in your mind, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Anyways, you're gonna always remember that deranged Easter Bunny. Either way, way to go, Georgianne and Mary Ellis. So glad that you guys were able to participate in this. Thanks for taking the time and having some fun and hanging out with us. Next up, we have the wisdom of a sage. Now, this week I got to sit down with Walter Albritton, our pastor emeritus, someone who has the wisdom beyond anything I could ever imagine and anything that I could ever hope to achieve. So let's see what we can glean from what Walter has to say this week. Hey there, St. James. So glad today to be with you and to have another conversation with a wise voice on spiritual growth and how we can find God and find peace in this time. So Walter Albritton is my guest today, and I'm so happy to be here with you, Walter. Thanks so much for being on here with us.
Thanks, Ross. It's good to be with you.
Well, Walter, this is a question I've been asking people, just kind of getting their perspective on what's been going on. But what have you and Dean been doing to deal with all that's been going on with the isolation and the quarantine that we've been faced here recently?
Well, you know, we, like everybody else, we didn't anticipate this. You know, early March, we had no idea we were going to be doing this. And nobody dropped by with a guidebook on how to so you just have to kind of make your way. And one of the things that I think we found important is to have a routine. We get up pretty early, and I get up about 6. She gets up a little later. We have a little breakfast time. And sometimes that can last an hour, you know, what I've been doing is reading a little 2 or 3 books, helpful books. And then I read a couple of chapters in the Bible. And then we have a prayer list, and we go over that list. And by the way, you and Ashley are on that list. And what we've found it helpful to do is to call the names. We call the names of about 40 or 50 people every morning, and just ask the Lord to meet whatever need for these our friends this day. And it's helpful to us to call the names. Then we add names as we go along, like the sudden passing of Will Anderson. We've been praying and for Grib and for Mary Grace and their family and the loss of Will. And then yesterday we are adding Kelly and Paul Delich. Kelly's father, Joe Overton, died, you know, so we've been them. And we'd been praying for Joe Overton for some time because Kelly had told us about his illness. He'd been in. So, you know, praying for people and then spending some time thinking about how we might reach out to people. You know, you can't reach out and care about other people if you're sitting whining about your own circumstances. So we try to think of ways to reach out. And how do we do it? Well, we think about phone calls. And you called me recently, and And I was so thankful that you did, because I told you were calling the old folks, and and so we try to call, and we try to call and encourage people too, let them know we care. And then we write letters and cards, and try to keep in touch with people, encourage them. And I've been mailing out a few books now and then to various people. I sent you and Ashley one, and enjoyed doing that, just sharing a little with people. And then we heard that the Adullam House was suffering, like so many faith ministries are, and we sent them a little check and try to help out, So doing some things to reach out rather than just sit here and moan and groan and wish this thing would end. And then we found humor to be a help. Dean told me, she said, all this staying at home doesn't bother me, because you left me so much while you were doing this evangelistic work, and I'm used to it. So we've had a lot of fun, and the humor is so important to deal with frustration, So we laugh a lot, and I heard about one pastor who said the coronavirus pandemic hadn't affected his church, because he has an average of 10 every Sunday, so he just kept on preaching. I thought, well, that's wonderful. If you got an average of 10, bring him on. He's not violating any laws, I guess. I hope he's taking care of the antiseptic part of it too, of the guidelines. But then one of the things we laugh about is how much money we've saved. I mean, by being home, we've saved gas, and we've saved wear and tear on the tires, and we've saved on food, and you can eat a bowl of soup at home and a few crackers and drink a glass of water and save a lot of money instead of going to Olive Garden or someplace. So, humor is a big part, and simplicity, I think, is a key to making our way through this time. I had a wonderful experience some years ago, and of course, everything is historical to me, so I'll be historical a little bit. But on one occasion, I had the opportunity to speak during a religious emphasis week at Friends University in Wichita, Kansas. And when I arrived, a man named Richard Foster met me. He was a professor of theology at the university there at that time. And I had read one of his books, Celebration of Discipline, and I was so impressed. He was casually dressed, had an old beat up station wagon. And what really got to my attention was that he was just a down home guy. He had interrupted his schedule, put aside what he was doing in order to take care of me for several days at the university. And he didn't put on any airs. And I realized, took care of my needs and helped me that week, that he was practicing what he was writing about in that little book, Freedom of Simplicity. By the way, that's a great book that people might find helpful, especially in these days when simplicity is almost demanded. I mean, if you can't run to town, and of course we have not been able to get out like some of you. We've been told that at age 88, we probably don't need to about, and even practicing social distancing. So we've handled it pretty well, I guess. But one of the other things that we've done that's helpful, we ignore the TV news. I don't know about you, but my life has been more peaceful since I stopped listening to the news. We listen to the news about the coronavirus about 10 minutes a day, and we figure that's 8 minutes too many. We found a lot of peace in ignoring a lot of that, because, oh my goodness, you can learn a few things now and then, but most of it is reporting on the fights that people are having in Washington and so forth. So anyway, that's a long answer to your question.
Well, there you have it, guys. So keeping our eyes on how we can serve others, keeping simplicity and finding humor in all of this. Walter, thank you so much for sharing your heart with us today. These words of wisdom carry so much farther than I think you and I will ever know. And I'm just grateful for you being willing to be on here with us this morning.
Thank you, Ross. And by the way, I admire this because I see in you so much creativity and energy and devotion to Christ. And I celebrate that and thank God for you.
Well, thank you, Walter. I appreciate that. If you've never had the chance to sit down with Walter Albritton, I want to encourage you to do that, because that is incredible wisdom to hear from him. The way to maintain humor, the way to maintain stability, the way to maintain what it's like to be connected and to still reach out to people and find purpose. And Walter is an amazing voice in all of that. So if you haven't ever had a chance to connect with him, I want to encourage you, reach out to him and just listen to what he has to say. You don't even have to say much, but just listen to what he has to say, because he has so much wisdom in so many ways. Well, speaking of wisdom, the next guy might possibly be the wisest guy that I have ever met in my life. That's right. I am talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Jeffery Collier, who has taken the time, gone out of his way to share so many of his fitness tips and survival tips. And today we're going to take a look at the best of compilation of survival tips and fitness tips with Jeffery Dale Collier.
What the heck do you want? Today's survival tips. Don't lick anything shiny. Physique tips with Jeff. The proper sit-up. Curls. When working out with friends, always keep your social distance. Survival tips with Jeff. Dinner with friends. Cheers! During this coronavirus, the only running I do is going to the Dollar General. Have a good day. Survival tips with Jeff. Always have a good doctor on hand. Mine's a Dr. Pepper. Have a good day.
You know, I should have mentally prepared you guys for all the wisdom you were going to receive from that segment right there. I bet you could not possibly contain all of that. I don't know how my mind just doesn't explode when I get to hang out with Jeffery Collier. The man just oozes wisdom. Man, what a legend. What a legend. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We hope that you enjoyed this segment. As always, if you've got something cool going on that you're doing, drop it in the link in the description. We want to see your pictures and videos. What are you doing to stay engaged in this quarantine? Because we want to see it. We want to showcase it, and we want to hear from the church family. What are you guys doing? How are you growing? How are you having fun? How are you maintaining levity? And how are you finding joy in this time? As always, be sure to like this video and subscribe by pushing the red button below. And again, keep those hands clean, River Region.